Okay, when I was explaining problem number 6, I used an equal sign. That is because they wanted it to be exactly 1 unit above or 1 unit below. But on this problem, they're using the word between. So, in politics, marketing, etc., we often want to estimate a percentage or proportion, little p. One calculation in statistical polling is the margin of error. That's what we're going to be dealing with here, margin of error. The largest reasonable error that the poll could have. For example, a poll result of 72% with a margin of error of 4% indicates that P is most likely to be between 68 and 76, which makes sense because if you're at 72 and you add 4%, my bad, and you add 4, that's going to give you the 76. If you subtract 4, that's going to give you the 68. But it's anywhere between 68 and 76. If it was exactly 68 and exactly 76, I'd be using an equal sign in my inequality, in my equation. But this equation would simply be it's x minus the 72, and then you're definitely going to have your 4 over here, but if you put an equal sign on it, it would give you only 68 and 76. We want everything in between as well, so in that instant, you're going to have to use a less than or equal to sign. Now what happens is when you solve this, x minus 72 is less than or equal to 4. Then you'd add 72 to both sides, and you'd get x is less than or equal to 76. That's going in the right direction. Here's 76, and we'd be going less than, so we get to the 68. If you want to go in the other direction, you set this up and say x minus 72 instead of less than would have to be greater than or equal to, and then the 4 you have to change to a -4. Keep in mind when we did the equal to's, it was either +1 or -1 equal to. Well, here it's less than or equal to 4, or when you switch this to the -4, the inequality has to switch as well. And then you can see when I add 72 to both sides, there's your -4 plus 72. There's that 68. And it says x is greater than or equal to 68, which means you're at the 68, but then you're going this way in the greater than direction, and they overlap. That's how that works. So you definitely have to use a less than or equal to 4. Now that was this up here, okay? That was trying to explain what they were talking to about up there. You are about to do this right here. It says, in a made-up poll, the proportion of people who liked dark chocolate more than milk chocolate was 42% with a margin of error of 1.6. Describe the conclusion about lowercase p using an absolute value. So I'm going to want an absolute value with p. You're going to subtract the 42, close the absolute value, and then it'll be less than or equal to the 1.6. If you were to, okay, yep, I was like, do I have to do something else? I sure do. Down here it says, be sure to use decimal numbers in your answer, such as 0.40 for 40%. So I need to fix this. Instead of 42, it's going to be 0.42, or 0.42 is less than or equal to, instead of 1.6, that would be 0.016. In order to change decimals into, in order to change percentages into their decimal form, you basically divide these by 100. And what will happen is your decimal would move 2 places to the left. So 42 over 100, 42 is a whole number. The decimal's really right here. It's going to move 2 places to the left, which will land there. 1.6, if you move it 2 places to the left, you're going to have to insert a 0 there. But this will be my answer. So I'm now going to jump back to Mobius. Click on this. Click on the A to the B, gives me choices. Here's my absolute value. You're going to have to click in there and backspace to get rid of the A. They said use little p, and then it's minus 0.42. Then arrow over to get on the other side of the absolute value. And then the directions said just hit less than and then your equal to button. On your keyboard, that's 2 buttons. You'll have to hit shift, and then it looks like where the comma is your, if you're looking on your keyboard and you're looking, oh, I can't draw there. Sorry. Okay. If you're looking on your keyboard, look for the button that has the comma on it, and above it, it has that. So hit shift and then that button, and then you just hit the equal to button that has equal to and a plus sign on it, but don't hit shift on that. And Mobius will automatically type in a less than or equal to, and then it's 0.016, and that should be the equation. And how did I do? Ta-da! I did it. Hopefully that explains that problem.